Hello everyone, today we are back in Yeeps, again. Today I want to show you guys some secrets that are in the game today, some old things that some new players might not know, and some tips and tricks that are in the game that some players that play the game right now still don't even know. I've ranked this list from most likely to be known to least likely to be known, with a bonus one at the end, just to make it a little more organized. So, with that being said, enjoy! Subscribe, please! On to the first one, the Yeeps belly squish. This one is a very small detail. It's more common to find out, but it's really small, so some people just don't see it. If your yeep is standing up, its little body will be stretched out, but if you put it down on the ground, you'll see it slowly kind of just squishes. Like it's like a plump. It's like when you place like a beanbag on the ground and it just like slumps down into place. Just to show how we're like these little dolls and like little plushies that kind of just flop around everywhere. It never works when it's actually supposed to, but for the next one, firework breaking. Which sounds weird, but basically what happens is when you throw a firework, sometimes the line where it connects to you just snaps off and you just keep on falling. And it usually happens when you're falling from like a tall building, kind of like the hotel behind me. So let's just try it out and see if it happens. Alright, so we are at the top of the building, and let's see if I jump off and see if it'll happen. Yep, see? It just snaps straight off. Let's do it one more time. If we jump off again, just breaks off and doesn't bring us with it. Now, they added this one from the fact that we now have the grappler gloves that are a lot easier to move around with. But if we have fireworks and grappling gloves, that's way too overpowered. So with the addition of adding the grappler gloves, they also made the firework 800 instead of its usual price, just so we couldn't infinitely spawn fireworks for too long. It's just to make the game a little more fair. Now, this one isn't exactly unknown, but people don't know the exact number that it is, so today I'll be showing you guys the build limit. So, let's start stacking. Need more cotton. 70. We are now at the top, and now I can say with full confidence that the build height limit is 70 blocks. Now I get to knock all them down. Satisfaction. Now, most people know about pin riding, bomb riding, and stuff like that. And this one's a bit more uncommon. Cocoa riding. If you jump off like a roof or something like that and then hit yourself in the back of the head with the hot cocoa, it'll actually fling you farther. You just hop all around with it. Now, I'm not that good at it. It's still a thing though. Now for this next one, it's always happened before, or if it hasn't happened to you, it'll happen in the future. Somebody will use the copy button. I bet you've had someone go into your lobby, place down a copy button, and copy your entire map. But the question is it against the rules to copy a map? The answer is no. Well, it is against the rules to copy a map and, like, harass somebody with it. Like, if they ask you repeatedly not to do it, not to do it, not to do it, but you go and just keep on copying everyone's maps and stealing them as yours, technically not against the rules, but it's really rude and could be heard as harassment in some way, shape, or form. Just don't do it. But an official map, still not against the rules. Now, I bet there's some line there where it will be against the rules, but if you just copy the map and copy it into one of your private worlds, it's fine. I know a lot of people that copied and pasted Plaza and Hills and stuff like that, so they can still enjoy their old maps. But I know for a fact, if you copy and paste a map that you see is going to go away, like you see how when Plaza was going to go away, it was going to say, going away in how many ever days, you could copy and paste the map, put it in one of your private worlds, and just have it forever. So if you ever hear someone saying that you copied Plaza and you have it in your private world, and they're like, that's against the rules, I'm reporting you. Just know that they're wrong. It's fine. Now, going to the back of Starter House, this one's a little less known. I mean, known, but not, like, popular or, like, anything. If you go straight into the tutorial where all this little stuff is, if you head right over here past this gnome, there's a little branch right here. If you just go behind here and press the little button right there, you can get some butt coins. It's not usual to put something like that in a tutorial, but Yeeps is just built better, I guess. Now, right outside of the tutorial, I can show you one more. Now, for this next one, you might have seen somebody going around with what we call a butt Joe, or what I have, a guitar. Well, actually, you can store the guitar right here on your chest. If you don't put it too close in and just put it, like, right here, it'll actually stay on your little, like, chest, and you can play it. And if you put your hand right here, you can actually, like, make different notes. Like, listen. I think my favorite thing though is bonking somebody. Bonk. Now this next one's also related to the butt coins cases. If you go into Outpost, come straight in, and you might need grapplers for this one. You come straight over here, just around here, and either through right there, or the better way in my opinion, come right up here into this little hole. You can actually find there's a little rope here and you can go down. Right here, you'll find a little gnome that has come to his end. He's also a butt coins case, so that's nice. May he forever rest in peace. Now this one is expensive. If you were to get everything in the normal tech web and the frost tech web, now bear with me, it was a lot of calculations, but the original tech web would cost you 26,340 butt coins, and the frost tech web would take you 21,500 butt coin, meaning together they would equal 47,840 butt coins. That would be around 240 days of dailies. Now, if you think you're going to play this game free to play for all that time to get everything, you are sadly mistaken, my friend. Even gamers don't have that much time. Now, it brings us on to our next one. How much does the cotton making machine give us every single 5 seconds? Now, I have removed a lot of my cotton. I can see that it gives me 200 every 5 seconds. 200 every 5 seconds is a lot. And with the fact that you can have at least 4 of these in each one of your servers, you can basically just have an infinite cotton generator with these things. I mean, it's what they are. You get what I'm trying to say, though. And while we're on the topic of cotton generators, did you know that originally in the original Spleef map, like way back when Spleef was still a suburbs map, that every single time you stood on top of one of these cotton generators and somebody reset the map, you'd actually get stuck inside of here? Now, you could always just walk back out, but everyone on the outside world couldn't get in, the pins couldn't get in, and it was a real bad thing. Like, it would stop the game and no one would really have fun. Now, this one I don't actually know, but this one I'm just gonna call Bye Bye Basement. Because apparently, I've heard from some of my friends and just some of the other Yeeps little people that run around, but apparently Plaza wasn't supposed to go, and they originally planned Basement to go, which I highly doubt, but it's a cool thing to think of nonetheless. This next one is because of the new update with the things breaking off and it's being more expensive, is that how many times can you use a firework in one full cotton regen? And because we don't like doing math, we're just gonna test it and see how many fireworks we can use in one full loadout. You can use 6 fireworks before inevitably only going down to 200 cotton and not being able to spawn anymore. This one brings us back to Spleef. This next one's called Before Hangout Signs. Because the maps we know today, like Plaza, Spleef, and Outpost, are all hangout maps, and they don't have any tag. Well, originally, when this hangout signs weren't a thing, even things like Spleef were actually tag maps. Yeah, how we know it today, how we just like get in there and then it just for a second and then we undo, just can go back. Originally, if we got here, we'd actually get tagged and we can just tag people up there. So it was kind of like a mixture of Spleef and Infection. And for this next one, we don't even have to leave Spleef. This one's just telling you a fact. That there is a difference between lab rats and moderators. One thing that people get confused about a lot is that lab rats can do the same thing as moderators. Every single time I've gone to a server with my lab rat badge on or someone figured out I was a lab rat, they're like, oh no, and they started acting like in tip-top shape. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't act in tip-top shape, like you should always act good, but they were acting as if I was going to ban them because I was a moderator, but lab rats and moderators aren't the same thing. Now, it seems like a simple thing to think of so you don't get confused, but people just don't know. So I'm here to confirm it. No, lab rats and moderators are two completely different things. You can both get them through the applications on the Discord server, but they don't do the same thing. And now for our last fact, our bonus fact. For this one, we can just turn straight on around. This one is very surprising. I don't know how people didn't know. Like, if you look inside of the trailer for the game, it's right there in the trailer, like, right at the start. So I don't know how they didn't know this is in the game. But it's as simple as rolling. I'm not joking. There are a lot of people out there that actually don't know that rolling exists. I did actually check this. I asked a whole bunch of people in public servers, and a lot of them did know, but there was a good chunk of people that actually didn't know it existed. Now, I wouldn't recommend it for all people because it could give you motion sickness. It even gives you that little tag when you turn it on. But it's still pretty surprising that they didn't know that. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you learned something as well so you can use it later. So, hope you have a great rest of your day. Subscribe, please.